Hi, this is Little Dwarf, playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with the Outer Worlds, Blind.
I swear, next time we put into Groundbreaker, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her over. Oh, I'm so nervous. Having trouble focusing on my work.
What are your thoughts on Gorgon?
I hope we can help Miss Minnie uncover what happened to her mother. I wouldn't wish the pain of not knowing on hardly anyone.
You've poked around the Unreliable. Ever found any record of Lucky Montoya?
Not a word. And I've been sticking my nose in every one of our stately ladies' crannies, stem to stern. Oh, law. That sounds untoward, don't it? That ain't what I meant. Point is, Captain, Mr. Hawthorne left all kinds of scribblings behind panels and under consoles, but ain't a lick of it mentioned Mr. Lucky. So whatever they got up to in the past must have been really extra secret. And lots of fun.
Let me know if you find anything.
Sure thing, Captain.
How are you feeling about this job?
It sure is lonely out here on the edge of the colony. Anything could happen. And ain't no one gonna come to help us. Alrighty. You change your mind, you just holler. You know, whoever wired this ship up had no idea what they were doing.
So that you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
Let's skip the pleasantries.
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
How did you find my ship?
There's exactly one vessel in all of Byzantium that looks like it dropped out of an aetherwave drama. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
Wanted for what exactly?
He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal.
The answer is no. We're done here, Ada.
You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain? Destination reached. The Groundbreaker. Good luck, Captain.
Oh, Captain, you see those fine clothes Miss Jolliker made for me? I ain't never owned anything so fancy in my life.
So what's Dr. Parvati on the ship? But we just talked and nothing came of it.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if... All right. She's on her way. How do I look?
Cleaner, maybe?
You bet I am. You don't want to know how much engine gunk came off me in the shower. Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go. So I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He was probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
Isn't this swell?
Captain.
I'm having the best time. June call me pretty.
Thank you for welcoming me aboard your ship.
What about your mama? I don't mean to pry, you just hardly mention her, and I've been wondering.
She passed when I was small. Taught me how to change a fuse on her deathbed. Even sick, she was patient with me. She kept exhaustive journals of my childhood, my father said. Like she was A/B testing child rearing.
Must be you got that exacting nature from her.
Exacting is a kind way to put it. Inflexible, my father would have said. Bull-headed. Cold.
Captain, no spine.
You've got a capable crew.
If you're cold, then I'm the void of space. Cold. That's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Thank you.
Look at me. All dressed up for once.
Some of the cable routing in here is unique.
We'll get the kitchen back to you soonish, promise.
I'm trusting you to keep Parvati safe. She means the stars to me.
You're a real looky-loo, huh, mister?
I appreciate you making the time for this.
Isn't this swell?
I could see why Parvati seems so happy here. Joy can be hard found and fought for in this colony.
I'm having the best time.
You should leave the ship and let them enjoy their date.
Sorry, am I in your way?
That makes perfect sense, actually. Instead of hovering over them like some kind of unchecked lunatic.
Ringo's Purpleberry Fudge. A salt sour candy swamp around a sweet Purpleberry baby scent.
Is it done?
I spoke to Shartrand. I'm not going to kill her.
Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? Or are we finished here?
You misunderstood Shartrand's research. She's our best shot at survival in Halcyon. And to be honest, given the fact that they were experimenting on themselves rather than some random unlucky people, that makes them one of the most moral people in this entire colony.
You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
This is why I always ask for half my payment up front.
What a surprise. Seems we're no longer wanted here.
Auxiliary. Okay, so it's the other place, actually.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
Did it go well?
I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
I know, I was there.
Well, sure you could see, but I thought maybe you'd want to know some of what was said. You ain't much of a romantic, huh, Captain?
So you laid out the meal, brought June in, and started the music.
She stood stock still and just said, "Oh," real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustbat casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
So the meal went well. The dessert too?
Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
And?
I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
What happened next? Don't leave me in suspense.
Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
What about your disinterest in physical affection?
We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it would work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that.
That's very sweet. Congratulations.
It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side. Please stop at the Groundbreaker Obsidian base. Good luck, Captain.
Why do I get the feeling they're not here to welcome us?
Hey you! Over here!
Someday. Incoming!
Oh crap.
Beginning.
Well, I guess it's another one of my episodes. Oh, I get a chance at a do-over. I guess.
Why do I get the feeling they're not here to welcome us?
Hey you, over here. Let's chat. Whoa, 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 it's risen. Fucking damn it. Every time. So, hey, you trespassing, and I'm armed. Maybe take a second look at your life choices, pal.
Looking for someone, name of Marion Blakesley.
Yeah, I know that lady. I know she's looking for, solitude. She hired us to make sure no one comes sniffing around. Guess that's bad news for your plan there.
And who's us exactly?
Yeah, we're the gardeners. We keep order back here on these dangerous streets. Hallways. You know what I mean. Anyway, Blakesley's given us standing orders to strongly discourage anyone who tries to come in. I like to, extrapolate from there.
Come on, surely we can come to terms.
This deal with Blakesley's pretty sweet. We get paid, and we get fresh greens every week. My gums never looked healthier.
I can pay you to skip this fight.
Well, that's different then. But hey, don't screw this up for us, alright? I like this gig. It's just, I also like money. Look, we won't give you trouble, but I can't say the same about Blakesley. She's got some crazy setup in there, so if you get shot, don't come complaining to me. This one's clear, guys.
Smooth, Captain.
It's like
This must be a step up from force factories, huh?
Doesn't look like either of us are sitting pretty in Byzantium, big shot.
Come on, you two. We're all gardeners here.
You have to be kidding me. I thought I made myself clear. Wait, what's with this camera? Hello? Damn it. Look, I get it. Some people need things spelled out for them. I'm sure one of the auto mechanicals can explain.
And I thought those tiny canids were ugly.
Group C, therefore referred to as Clarice, continues to demonstrate increased growth and development relative to both the original and control strains. However, general mass and caloric content has not increased significantly compared to predecessor Horus. This suggests a limit in the ability to mitigate poor nutrient uptake with the multipillar mulch. Personal note, Martin's getting a little big for the terrarium. A few more days and it's going to go into the processor. Memory allocation exceeded. Archive data expunged. Retrieving recent entries. Water supply remains steady, but the power fluctuations are doing a number on the auto mechanicals. Easy fix. All the time in the world. Gutted the auto mechanicals for non-essential components. Minor gains in power efficiency to the decreased weight. Waterproofing material compromised. Human error.
You hear that humming? Sounds like some kind of generator.
So who the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion?
I need to get into the HIA facility on Gorgon.
Spacer's Choice send you? Took your sweet time. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are.
I tracked down Clarence. What happened on that asteroid?
I really didn't expect today to go this way. Shit. I should have brought another pack of smokes. The Gorgon project gave us Adrena time in the end, but that's just the Bose Spacer's Choice stuck on the whole mess. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas, samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies.
So what was Spacer's Choice testing for?
You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. The traits of a good employee. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this colony. Wouldn't have changed that. What we got was marauders.
So Spacer's Choice. You gave colonists drugs until they snapped.
And I got a hefty corporate paycheck for it too, up until it all fell apart. That's not the part that made Spacer's Choice give up anyway. You can still buy Adrena time after all.
What happened? Why did the facility shut down?
We had a few weird accidents, escapes, minor setbacks. But one day, all the test subjects got loose. Sabotage, they said. Wasn't just us. All of the facilities got hit hard. Shut us down for a while. That turned out to be the last straw.
Do you know who was behind it?
Nah, didn't much care by then. Don't care much now. Spacer's Choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore, so they shuttered the project, kicked Adrena time out the door. And I came here.
Can you get me inside the HIA?
Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir?
Someone should know what Spacer's Choice did.
Really? What good can that possibly do? Your crew feel the same? Heck of a world out here for the shy types. What do you get out of headbutting murderous automechanicals for your captain here?
A family. Or something near to it. We don't always get along or nothing, but what family does?
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance.
You hacked into the Spacer's Choice database?
Please. I just messaged people with fake demands for their passwords. That's when they didn't just leave codes written down on pieces of paper. If I couldn't talk my way out past a simple facility lockdown, I'd be working for Rizzo's. That'll get you inside. What you do from there, that's up to you.
Any advice? You must know the facility pretty well.
Come on, I've left it behind me.
Sure, it definitely looks like you're coping.
Yeah, well, you have to go on, don't you? Guilt's a useless emotion. What good is thinking about the past over and over and over again?
Help me and you can put it behind you. I'll take care of everything. No, I might actually straight up rat them out to whoever will listen. Fine, I'll check it out myself.
Yeah. I'll make sure the automechanicals don't bother you on the way out. Sure, take it. You're just drowning in dining options down here.
Wait. All that I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments must be recovered and must be smaller than a standard bit cartridge for the payouts to kick in.
I need to change the beneficiary on Marilyn Van Hill's life insurance policy.
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
What else can you tell me?
Are you serious?
Well, we interviewed the parents extensively. They had plenty of awkward childhood stories that illustrated their daughter's clumsiness and capriciousness.
Hey, those are entirely made up.
Furthermore, the claim spurred a whole line of fashion-related policies. It's become a very lucrative market.
So how would I amend that claim?
You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
But how would I change it?
Oh, you mean hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd, theoretically, add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
Well, I've got 2,188 bits. Let's say you can do it.
I'm forbidden from accepting bribes, no matter how tempting.
I won't tell. Look at it as a fine that I'm paying in advance.
The employee handbook doesn't say anything about that. Very well. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
A word, Captain? You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
How does it feel?
I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
Real jobs?
Maybe as line holders or warm bodies?
Let's talk about your future instead.
Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future?
Why not?
Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
That's the kind of thinking that's running this place into the crapper.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
I appreciate it, but I didn't do it for the money.
Don't make it weird. Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
You're my friend. That is what friends do. We're crewmates. That means we look out for each other.
I always thought it meant we get used to the smell of each other's dirty socks. But you really do see a rosier version of things, huh?
Friendship is important. What else are we fighting for if not for the people we care about?
You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests.
Wouldn't want to be indebted to me, huh?
It's nothing personal. It's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh? Something on your mind?
Series of beacons in Byzantium. Do I care about this? To be honest, modeling, I don't really. If I happen across them, I will, but as it is, I'll just carry on with the main quest. Olympus, the largest of Halcyon's two Jovian gas giants, perpetual storms rack the planet's atmosphere, rendering it uninhabitable.
Captain, an unknown vessel is approaching our ship. Their intentions are currently indeterminate. Once I deduce their intentions, I will play one of two audio signals. A cheerful fanfare if they are friendly, alarms if they are hostile. Their intentions are no longer unknown.
Are we under attack?
At precisely this moment, Captain? No. Within the next 60 to 90 seconds? Yes. The unknown vessel has deployed a boarding mechanism. They will attach themselves to our airlock and attempt boarding shortly. That sound indicates that a boarding mechanism has successfully attached to our airlock. Captain, I am pleased to inform you that we are currently in the process of being boarded.
You're not supposed to be pleased when you tell me you're being boarded.
I have been programmed to simulate joy and excitement at the opportunity to test my limited defensive capabilities. Captain Hawthorne installed a lethal shock trap on our airlock in the event of an invasion. I am prepared to deploy this trap at a moment's notice.
Who are those people and what do they want?
The invading ship appears to be a decommissioned storage vessel. The crew are either pirates or freelancers. My opinion of their competence is low.
How did they find us?
Their ship is using a tracking device too sophisticated for their primitive astrogator. I conclude they are receiving outside assistance. If you prefer to make an escape, I can disable their boarding mechanism. However, as long as that tracking device remains on board their ship, they will be able to find us again.
You can get us out of here now?
Yes, Captain. I am capable of deploying the Unreliable's articulated thrusters to dislodge their ship from our own. This is a temporary solution, however. A permanent solution may require your personal intervention.
I'll go deal with them myself.
Understood, Captain. I will be deploying the Unreliable's lethal deterrence system. Please approach the airlock and enjoy the show. Now initiating warm welcome protocol.
One citizen must appreciate such an effective deterrent.
Looks like our opponent knows how to play defense. All right, freebooters, fall back and regroup.
class.
Dang, that's impressive.
Something going on?
You know, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping you'd play by the rules. We could have had a good old-fashioned boarding. Now you're barging into my office, muddying tracks all over my floor. A little respect for the ship. Is that too much to ask?
You're boarding my ship, asshole.
Yeah, but I had every intention of respecting the upholstery. I would have had you spaced or shot in the bathroom or something. You're the captain of the Unreliable. You dropped out of the sky in Emerald Vale, and whatever you've been doing on Gorgon, you've upset my employer. You and I are in a bit of a situation. I don't get paid unless you're dead. And a man's gotta make a living. You understand.
To be honest, I have a policy, at least in games, that people who try to kill me are free, are fair game as far as me killing them back goes. So I've got bad news for you.
Nicely done.
Disable the tracking device. Oh, it's on the lower level. Accepted cargo: Firefly energy cells, Firefly freebooter tossball team. Cargo delivery failed. Vendor no longer exists. Outpost no longer recognized. Cargo discontinued. Vessel decommissioned.
Welcome back, Captain.
Let's get going.
Understood, Captain. Resuming our course.
As per my required duties, I am keeping a visitor log. No visitors. Day 61. Sometimes we experience long power outages. Sitting in the dark, listening to the storm beat at the walls. I've got a long time to think. It begs to be let in, while I would pay to be let out. No visitors. Why there are a bunch of tailless sprats running around? This facility doesn't have a sprat catcher on the roster. Maybe I should file a request with the acquisitions for one. Teacup canids are famed for their ability to hunt sprats, after all, and for keeping people company. No visitors. Can't finish my game of solitaire. Someone stole a handful of cards from the desk. Desk unmanned. Unsuccessfully hunted for the missing cards. Canid request was denied. We've run out of caffeinoid. Our first restocking shipment isn't set to arrive until the new fiscal year. I guess that delivery will mark the facility's first visitors. Now there's something to look forward to. Did some digging in their system records. It turns out the supplies are said to be delivered by a crew of automechanicals. Thought I heard knocking on the front door, but it turned out to just be some thunder, always thunder. Funny how it can sound like so many different things. A boom, a crack, a snap, knocking, laughing, screams. I've started venturing outside. At first, I worried something fierce about all of the lightning strikes. Sometimes the electromechanical turbine goes on the fritz without warning, but I'm out of cards and out of caffeinoid, and there's not much else to do. Turns out I no longer need to feel safe. What I need is to feel alive. Outside, the wind howls like a raging god, and the rain stabs into my throat like 1,000 tiny frost needles. And in that pain, well, I feel so very alive. My many and varied attempts to trigger an on-site inspection from Special Committee of Auditing and Management have failed. Sometimes, when I look over the ledge, I think about what it would feel like, and how easy it would be to simply tip forward, to plummet with all of those clouds kissing my face, to fall away from the storm, to smile and then break.
Nice and easy.
Everything's going to be okay.
Oh, sorry.
Time for action. Orbit is stable, right? 8 attacks before we dock. Captain?
Take your best shot, asshole.
Talk it up.
Okay, that was unexpected.
Oh, you got that?
Auntie's going to take care of you. It'll be okay.
Sure, Captain. I can take a hint. Great work. that?
Process the thought.
Make him regret it.
Reminder, please pay your gravesite fees.
From the manual, property of Auntie Cleo. From the manual, in the unfortunate event of a necessitized downsizing, the most senior site safety engineer, or the sole member of on the assignment, shall initiate by mandate of Auntie's corporate headquarters the Pink Slip Protocol Manufacturer's Directive, included with all automechanicals stationed at the facility. Sit there and guard the red button, they said. Sounds like an easy paycheck, I said. It's not. I'm not going to live in a secret lab in the middle of a gas-giant storm-riddled atmosphere, my ex-wife said. No one told me I'd eventually have to press the button I was guarding, the pink slip button, the final choice between diligent duty or my friends. On second thought, let's be honest, they were never my friends. Once I've disabled the protocol and scrapped the labs, I'll ask the corporate for reassignment. I heard Emerald Vale's nice this time of year. The following complaints have been filed with the Site Safety Engineer Office. Whoever keeps cutting off the sprat tails and dropping them into innocent, unguarded cups of coffee needs to cut it out, or I'll cut off something of yours next. It's not funny and I'm tired of cleaning up coffee-colored vomit. Complaint. Missing Queen of Hearts, 5 of clubs, all aces, and the 3, 7, 8 and 9 of spades, last seen on my desk in a solitary spread. A reward if found, a friendly game of whist. Even if not returned, we can make do. Really, come play with me, betting not required. Or we can place bets if you'd rather. I've got a couple of packets of sugar-free 0% sweetener left. I could barter. Receptionist Kelly. Some thefts have been happening each time the power goes off, and the power keeps going off the longer each time. Coincidence? I think not. Folks are getting antsy this time of year and the storm stretches. And that makes them mean.
so... Shush. No talking. Concentrating. Damn it. I almost had it. The formula was in my mind and I almost had it. I was so close to a breakthrough, I could practically taste it. You really did pick the worst time to manifest.
What formula are you talking about?
Sky High. My magnum opus of psychostimulants. I feel like I've already explained this to the last hallucination. Oh, hang on. I see what's happening. You're real. Ergo, not a hallucination. This is interesting. I have several questions for you. Let's start with the obvious. Who are you, and how are you even alive?
Let's skip the introductions. What happened here?
All sorts of things. Science, mainly. A little bit of research. If you're talking about all the dead bodies, that'd be the pink slip protocol. Right. That answers that. Next question. Do you come bearing fresh pharmaceuticals?
Something tells me he's not looking for caffeinoid, Captain.
Look, we all know you're here to interrogate me. If I'm going to go through this ordeal, I'm not doing it sober.
I need you to tell me what's going on.
Auntie Cleo instituted the pink slip protocol. Fancy marketing term that translates to, we're not satisfied with the quality of your work, so we're revoking your lifetime contracts. Can you believe Auntie terminated my entire team? It's a terrible setback. For my team, I mean, not for me. Not this time. I'll continue the work on my own if need be.
What work would that be?
I'm, working on the task that I was hired to perform. I'm fulfilling my contractual obligations. Auntie Cleo wants us to develop Anthracillin Plus, a new and improved version of the original Anthracillin formula. And what Auntie wants, Auntie gets. Eventually. I was making considerable progress. I can't possibly fathom why they prematurely terminated the project.
I'm more interested in your work on Gorgon. I need to get inside the chem lab. You're standing in a sea of corpses and you're worried about your work?
Who is to worry about it if not myself? The myriad of murdered colleagues you so helpfully pointed out? As if I could forget them. As if I could forget that it was my fault. It's always my fault. Every mistake, every slip. I haven't slept in days. There's work to be done. Important work. I'll get around to developing Anthracillin Plus after I finish working on Sky High. Once I perfect my formula, I'll be able to keep my mind functioning at peak performance without any pesky distractions. Like feelings.
I need to get inside the chem lab on Gorgon.
No, you don't. There's nothing interesting in the chem lab. There's nothing interesting in Gorgon at all. Gorgon is a featureless rock dragged along by the gravitational current of a barren asteroid belt. The chem lab is a graveyard. You won't find anything there but the dead.
My business on Gorgon is my own. Why do you care?
I don't know why. Possibly I was just being polite. It doesn't matter. Clearly you're not about to take my advice. If you've set your heart on exploring my old labs, I won't try to dissuade you. Indulge me with a favor, and I'll give you the access you want. The electromechanical turbine is offline. Without any power, I can't possibly continue my work. Be a dear and reactivate it for me. That's all I ask.
I'll take care of it.
Take the elevator to the storm platform at the top of this facility. Reactivate the turbine, and I'll give you the access you want.
crap! I might have to redo all of that, actually. That's very annoying. You know what? I have had enough. I'm tired and I want to go to bed, so I'll end it here and retry next time. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.